my husband is cheating on me with my best friend. I sent him screenshots of his conversation with her and my conversation with a Tinder guy I'm meeting on Friday. Plus update. Original post. I, female 29, had to move for a few months to a different city for my studies. I moved in September and I'll stay here until June. My sister called me to say that I saw him with my best friend. We wouldn't have thought anything about it if my sister didn't say that she had a sense that they looked caught. I logged into his phone and saw the texts, including the ones discussing the interaction with my sister. I sent him all the screenshots. I also made a Tinder account and started talking with the guy. We got flirty and planned to meet on Friday, and I took screenshots and sent them to my husband too. Now he has been calling and texting me since yesterday. "Please, baby, don't do it," he said. But I don't think I hurt him as much as he hurt me. Now for the top comments before reading the update. I think if you plan on divorcing, you'll have more of a leg to stand on if you don't provide evidence of your Friday tryst. Totally get it in an emotional level though. Sorry this is happening. Devastating. The first time my abusive hubby cheated on me, I found out in the worst possible way. Went to the ER to get treated for a urinary tract infection. Doctor comes in after running tests and says, "You don't have a UTI, you have chlamydia." I called my husband and told him he had best get checked, and to call his girlfriend to get checked too. He started accusing me of being the cheater. I went back home because I had nowhere else to go. A few days later, my best friend called me in hysterics, saying her husband was going to end her. I asked what was wrong, and she said she got diagnosed with chlamydia. That friendship ended. Unfortunately, I was stupid and stayed with him. I ran from him for 24 years. I left him a total of 4 times. The last time was when he hit me while I was holding our newborn. He chased me up and down the East Coast and even threatened to off us. I found out about a month ago that he has been dead the past 2 years. I don't have to run anymore, but I think it is gonna take a while for me not to be scared anymore. Baby girl, don't set yourself aflame trying to scorch his earth. Don't reveal any details of getting your lick back if that's what you plan to do and go through with it. The husband and the best friend though, same age-old tale, different OP. No, contact both, especially the best friend. There's no coming back from that, and you'll never trust her again. Your friendship is dead. Her marriage is dead too after I'm finished with my husband. Not saying you're the same, but when I cheated to get back at a significant other, it did not give me the satisfaction I hoped. Just be careful and expect some emotional fallout, even if it's not immediate. Sometimes it doesn't come until the rage settles. I agree. I once tried to get back at a cheating girlfriend after we broke up, but it fell through. Later, when I was over the cheating in a relationship, I was so glad it fell through. Deep down, I didn't want to be like her. Cancel on the Tinder guy and set up appointments to find your perfect divorce lawyer. Gather your documents and don't say a thing to your husband about your stealth divorce. Be strategic. Serve it cold and calculated. Now for the update. I found out more about the cheating and I guess my husband thought an explanation would make it better in any way. It just ended up making it worse. Much, much worse. Of course, I haven't spoken to him in person because that is what he wants and that is what I won't give him. I've just been reading his frantic messages that he's been sending me because I don't pick up. I live in another city for my last semester of school. It was something that we both believed we can manage. And let's face it, real couples who share real love do manage it. I visit home every other weekend and he comes here every other weekend. The weeks that I only have lectures that don't require physical presence, I stay with him and do them online. I knew it was going to be hard because it is hard to be apart from your loved one. But never did I think that he would cheat and use being lonely and missing me as an excuse. But that was his excuse. That this was harder than he expected and that he missed me all the time. He met my best friend on coincidence one day and he lamented how much he missed me and hated being apart. And she was supportive and understanding. Then it happened, all because he missed me. Can you imagine leaving your home and the people you know and love to be stuck in a city where you don't know anyone and have no family and friends and read your husband make that excuse? I called my best friend's husband on Friday and told him everything. I wanted to know everything before I ruined another marriage, especially because she and her husband have 2 children. I apologized to him and told him that I wasn't sure if he wanted to know or not, but that he would probably eventually hear about it and maybe it is better that he heard it from me rather than gossipy acquaintances. He was shocked and devastated, but he thanked me. We ended up talking for 4 hours trying to remember if we missed any red flags and how stupid we must have been not noticing any. I've heard that he has moved out with his children. The only text I got from her was that I was vindictive and not to worry because her husband loves her and that I didn't succeed in my revenge. I've been living in an Airbnb these past few days because I knew that my husband would try to visit me. And I was right. He is currently in my apartment. I ended up meeting the Tinder guy for drinks. He knows that I am newly single and only in town for a few months, and that I'm not looking for anything serious right now. I shared a picture of our drinks on Insta story and made sure that his arm showed. My phone went mental with texts and calls from my husband. Over 100 calls and 100 texts. To be honest, I felt that I needed to meet someone to talk to anyway. While I know few people here, I don't really have any friends, so it was nice to just meet and talk to someone. He is very good looking too, so I will definitely keep in touch. And he texted me yesterday about meeting again. So nothing happened on Friday. Eventually it will. I know that I will never hurt my husband the way he hurt me because I don't believe he ever loved me like I loved him. He hurt me because I love him. I hurt him because he loves himself. He and your best friend are both pieces of trash. I lived apart from my husband in different cities for the first couple of years of our relationship. We saw each other weekly like you. Sure, it is not fun to be apart. But it's certainly not like being abandoned, and it would never cause any normal faithful partner to immediately rush into betting your best friend. He cheated because he wanted to cheat, and because you weren't around to find out, it made him feel guilty. Exactly. He cheated because he knew I wasn't around, and he brought her to my home, twice, before realizing he was being a douche. Don't ever go back to your husband, and your ex-BFF is a POS too. I hope her husband divorces her. He will. I've heard gossip, and he actually spilled all the tea. He doesn't think she is worth saving a marriage for. Haha, good. Too bad for the kids, but she only has herself to blame. I know, but I don't think it is better for the children to have parents who don't love each other. Yeah, I spent my entire childhood wondering why the hell my parents were even married, and wondering when they would just break up. It was because my mom got pregnant with my brother. It was a pregnancy marriage. My dad finally had enough, and they finally divorced when I was 18. I couldn't believe it took 20 years. And when it happened, I was not shocked. I thought it was gonna happen many years ago. I hope your ex-best friend's husband leaves her. Hopefully she ends up with your crappy ex, so they don't go ruining more marriages. I don't know if they end up together or not. It would rid the world of two a-holes if they ended up together and stopped hurting others. My ex was with a wannabe gold digger. They got married 30 days after our final decree. It wasn't long before they were both cheating again. She thought he was on a fast corporate track. They made my life hell because I got the stock options, half his pension, alimony, and child support. I laughed when I heard he was hiding the credit cards, and he emailed that he was, "Oh, I'm so sorry, and want all our good times back." When I replied, I said, "They really weren't that good for me. No thanks. Been divorced for 28 years and he still tries to play me. Really hope you don't have a kid with this guy, or go back. Sure, you deserve better." Next story. My husband is too busy and too important to care about our children, and I'm sick of it. My husband is a surgeon, and according to him, he's the most important person in the world. A god among men who casually determines life or death, and is far too important to be bothered by the trivial concerns of us mere peons. Concerns like maybe you should spend some time with your freaking girls? But oh no, you see, he works so hard and has so much pressure that when he's home, he has to be sequestered from the annoying sounds of our girls playing. Or, being happy to see him. My dad has picked up the slack. He's been the one that changed their diapers. I drop them off at school and go to work. Dad picks them up and stays with them till I get home. My dad was the one who taught them to ride a bike. My dad is the one who shows up to the plays and dance recitals. He's the one that helps with the homework. My dad is the one who dresses as Santa. My dad is the one who does the Easter egg hunts and tea parties. My husband is far too important for any of that. And despite the fact that my husband has absolutely no interest in our kids, he's still mad that the kids are closer to my dad and him. So my dad is now struggling financially. We have the means to help him, but my husband doesn't want to. I'd rather see my dad move to the other side of the country and removed from our kids' lives. I put my foot down and he goes on to Reddit to whine about it. Well, now I'm here too, dear. You want to whine about our marriage on Reddit? I can do it too. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Your dad's a great dad and grandpa. Your kids will know that. The kids love him. He's been a daily fixture in their lives since they were born. They know him better than they know their father. Maybe it's time to put dad on a payroll for all the caregiving duties. It's not money given to him, but money owed to him for the work he does. I work with doctors, including surgeons. I don't know a single male surgeon that doesn't have a side chick and is not divorced, often multiple times. Surgeons are a mess, and they are the last people I would ever date. Yes, I know there are good ones, but they're extremely rare. My ex-fiance's dad was a surgeon, and while we were dating, he introduced his entire family to his side chick and moved her into their home, instructing his grown sons to call her mom name and his then wife move into the guest room. She eventually moved into an apartment and then ended herself 6 months later. The callousness that all of those men showed that woman was what broke us up. I couldn't believe it. His dad had no accountability or remorse. I have quite a number of friends that work in the medical field, from nurses to consultants, and without hesitation, if you ask them who the worst group of people they work with are, they'll say surgeons. Their takes are almost identical. Brilliant at what they do, but emotionally stunted, and almost devoid of basic life or social skills. One very talented surgeon that used to work with a pal of mine had to be told not to put metal in a microwave. Twice. They always mentioned an exception to the rule, and it took 15 years for me to realize they were all talking about the same guy. I thought it was just a generalization. Surely this can't be all of them. Then I went on a date with one, and Jesus Christ. I spent most of that time wondering how they are allowed to leave the house unsupervised. You must have the patience of a saint. Get your dad in the pool house, and best of luck. Also, apologies to the lovely well-adjusted surgeons out there. You do great work. Now for the update. Wow, this all blew up. I was so angry when I posted this. Now I'm just drained. He came by yesterday to pick up some things and we argued. The girls were out with my dad because I knew this would be a fight and I didn't want them around for this. He said awful things, just awful, about me, my dad, and the girls. After I left, I talked to my mom. We have a difficult relationship, but if there's one person I want in my corner going into the divorce, it's her. The divorce is happening. I saw an attorney my mom recommended today. I'm really glad I went through that prenup my mom wanted when we got married now. At this point, I won't speak to my soon-to-be ex-husband. My lawyer is doing my talking for me. I'm exhausted. Thank you everyone for all the support. It helped to read the comments and know people supported me. He made me feel so small and stupid yesterday, and he said awful things about our girls. I'm not mad anymore. I'm just heartbroken. Our girls deserve better than this. I really wanted better for them. I just wanted to have a family and a nice home. Now I'm just going through a divorce like my parents. I never wanted this. I tried so hard to keep this all together so we didn't wind up here, but I've failed. Update 2. I've been getting a lot of questions and requests for an update, so I'll keep this short. We are moving forward with the divorce. He's moved out and dad's moved in. The kids are good. Last story. Who knew that all I had to do was to give them my blessing for my husband and his mistrust to break up? I've known about his infidelity for 10 months now when he almost missed the birth of our baby. We had a planned C-section, but our daughter decided she couldn't wait, and I called him all morning confused and terrified, in pain, because I was scheduled 2 weeks later. My mom finally got hold of him. He smelled disgusting. My way, a perfume that I really hate. He looked more guilty than excited, and he smelled disgusting. Anyway, when we got home, I looked in his phone and found out about them. I don't know how he has been able to fool me, or was I just blind? I told him that I knew, and he tried to deny it and I didn't argue. When I didn't argue, he probably felt relieved that I had dropped it. Or maybe he thought I believed him. One day, he came home late and he smelled of my way again, and I broke down crying and begging him to stop. To choose our family. To choose me. I love you. He just denied it again and I didn't argue again. I told him that I hated what he was doing, and that I hated her disgusting perfume. I don't think it mattered because he was working late again not a week later. The day after New Year's Day, I took my children to town because I convinced myself that I needed to do some shopping. I found myself walking around his office around lunchtime looking inside restaurants. I thought that after the holidays keeping them apart, they would be wanting to have lunch together on their first day at work. My heart was racing and my stomach churning. I thought that if I saw them together, I would faint or even die. But none of this happened. I found them as I expected in the restaurant he used to take me to whenever I visited him. I was surprised that hurt and humiliation I was expecting and fearing didn't come. Instead, I felt calm and relief, like something big and heavy was lifted from my heart. I even felt embarrassed that he was as predictable as I thought. I think I stopped having any feelings for him right that moment. It reeked of my way in the whole restaurant, or maybe I just imagined it. I told them that I wasn't there to cause trouble, but that I needed to see for myself. I told her that she had won and that now she could have him. I told him that if he followed after me, that I would scream, because he was about to. When he got home, he wanted to talk. I told him that I wasn't angry or hurt anymore. He could be with her. For almost 2 weeks now, they have been arguing and fighting over text, because he ended the affair. I will never understand how some people function. Why weren't my tears and pleas enough for him to end it? But my blessings were. Because illicit affair, mistrust, and gaslighting you are thrilling, and power games that make them feel important and like special snowflakes. Impending divorce, STD check, lawyers, alimony and child support, home wrecker? don't have quite the same sexy flavor to them. Right, he didn't want to be with her. He wanted to bed her, sneak around, and get a rush from feeling like a young hot guy while his wife stays stuck at home with the kids. Now that he's facing only having the side chick, who probably doesn't want to be a stepmother to the kids of a man she knows firsthand cannot be trusted not to wonder, is panicking about losing his actual partner, home, money, and time with his kids. I hope Opie doesn't waver, because a man that is out cheating when his wife is not only pregnant but due to give birth in the next few weeks is a huge POS. He also didn't think she would leave him over it. He loved the idea of two women wanting him. When one of them noped out of the competition and the one that noped out was the one wanted, he quit the game. It was no longer fun having a woman he didn't really want chasing after him. Too bad for him. He blew up his life for a woman he doesn't want and lost the one he did want. Please tell me you are filing for divorce. Eventually,